to relive our holidays. We dare you to enter our haunted haze. Hey, welcome back to Haunted Haze. I'm Josh.
I'm Kristen.
And this is episode 15.
Yeah, episode 15, and it's pretty creepy today.
Yeah, we're going to do it on sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis really freaks me out, especially because it reminds me of that Netflix show, The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
Or The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, that girl has it.
Yeah, and she has like some really traumatizing sleep paralysis events in her life.
For sure. Yeah, we won't spoil that.
But yeah, it's definitely a terrifying example of sleep paralysis.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen that movie, definitely check, or that show.
The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, The Haunting of Hill House. Definitely check it out.
For sure.
Also, another one to check out was sleep paralysis, is that documentary we watched called The Nightmare.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. It was like multiple people telling their experience.
Yeah, like creepy experiences with sleep paralysis. Yeah. Also, sleep paralysis kind of like, to me, maybe explains a lot of other paranormal phenomenon in a way, like alien abductions or seeing shadow people. I think that actually might be because of sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I definitely think it explains a lot of, like, when people wake up at night and they see something.
Yeah,
you know, like
sure.
that. It's all, that's whenever they say like people will be like, you were dreaming. But they know they weren't dreaming.
Yeah,
but
they actually saw something. Yeah, but to them it was real.
To them it was real. Like maybe they were actually experiencing sleep paralysis.
Right. Yeah, I've never actually experienced it. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive I have not.
Yeah. Well, if you have, you can always hit us up at hauntedhazepodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can send us a message. You can find us at Facebook and Instagram at Haunted Haze Podcast.
Yeah, look us up there. Yeah.
Send us a message. Tell us what experience you've had with sleep paralysis.
Also, check out our hippie store, Hippie Haze.
Oh, yeah, on Etsy and Facebook and Instagram at Hippie Haze Studio.
Yeah, it's unique, one-of-a-kind, handmade crafts and gifts.
Yeah, we got tie-dye. We got all kinds of stuff.
It's a lot of fun stuff we like to create, so I hope you check it out.
And hopefully this isn't your first episode, and maybe you already have checked it out. And
yeah, and we thank you very much.
Yes, for sure. I love it. I love getting on Etsy every day and seeing, like, people have favorited my things.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty, right?
Okay.
So I have 13 facts about sleep paralysis that I'm going to go over. So the first... And these aren't like facts, they're more of a general idea of what sleep paralysis is.
Okay, cool, because that's something I want to know more about too, just like what exactly it is.
Alright, so number one, it kind of feels like you woke up dead. Most patients say the same thing to describe sleep paralysis, that it feels like you woke up dead. You know that your mind is awake and your body is not, so you're trapped, essentially.
This is pretty awful.
So that's from Michael Bruce, PhD, clinical psychologist, and fellow of the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. So that just kind of lets you know, like, he has legit credentials.
Yeah. So basically, they're saying you wake up and that's what the paralysis is. Like, you're like literally you're paralyzed.
That's crazy. All right, so number two, and it's way more complicated than a nightmare. It is the complete opposite, actually, Bruce explains. When you enter REM sleep, your brain tells your body's voluntary muscles to relax and go to an almost state of paralysis, which is called atonia. Atonia actually helps protect the body from injury by preventing you from acting out the physical movements in your dream. In other parasomnias, such as sleepwalking or REM sleep behavior disorder, atonia does not occur properly and the voluntary muscles move while the mind remains asleep, which is why people can sometimes do crazy things in their sleep and be totally unaware of it. In sleep paralysis, the body remains paralyzed in REM atonia while the brain awakens and the eyes start to open, explains Bruce. Sufferers become alert in a transient conscious state, but they are unable to move voluntary muscles or speak. Although involuntary muscle movement, like breathing, is not affected, there's often a sensation of chest pressure, which is why many people wake up from sleep paralysis gasping to take a deep breath. Episodes can last everywhere from 20 seconds to a few minutes. Wow.
That's so scary. I hope I never have sleep paralysis.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember in that documentary, The Nightmare, that one guy said that his friend or his girlfriend had it, and he had never heard of it, and she told him about it and her experiences from it. And he said, like, either the next day or, like, later that week, he experienced it for the first time ever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just from hearing it.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. All right, so number 3. It happens when you're falling asleep or waking up. Sleep paralysis can occur during one of 2 transitions in the sleep cycle. The body must go into REM sleep, and it must come out of it. But sleep paralysis occurs when the body has trouble making these transitions. If it happens when you're falling asleep, it is called hypnagogic sleep paralysis. Whereas if it happens during waking, it's called hypnopompic, Bruce explains. Unfortunately, why the body can't transition smoothly is still unknown. Number 4. Sleep paralysis can involve hallucinations.
Yeah, so this definitely sounds a lot like what I'm used to hearing about sleep paralysis. Like, you
Yeah.
see things.
Definitely gonna be scary. Unlike the visuals in nightmares or lucid dreams, which occur when the eyes are closed in REM sleep, these hallucinations occur in the state between sleeping and waking when the mind is alert and the eyes are open. True visual and auditory hallucinations during sleep paralysis are relatively rare, according to Bruce, but many patients report feeling an undeniably strange or scary presence in the room. Plus, sleep paralysis is just super frightening to begin with, so it often triggers a panic response with increased heart rate. People freak out because they can't move, and it's this extreme anxiety which causes people to be very fearful of their surroundings, says Bruce. Wow.
Okay,
Just the
that
thought
makes me
you
feel
can't
better.
move. That
makes-
doesn't happen that often?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because now, at least, if I do have sleep paralysis soon, because we're talking about it,
Yeah.
which I already have, like, my heart's starting to pound a little bit.
Oh,
I'm
my
scared
God.
of it. So, if that does happen, at least I probably won't see anything.
Oh my, you're never gonna let me live this down.
This was a bad decision. I didn't know that talking about it could trigger it.
So number 5, you can't just wake yourself up. Some patients report that they can wiggle their toes, fingers, or facial muscles, which help them wake up the rest of their body. Everybody tries something different, but you can't fool Mother Nature. There's no way to pull yourself out of it. You just have to wait it out, says Bruce. Wow.
I hope it tells us how long it lasts.
So number 6, sleep paralysis is actually a natural occurrence and can happen to anyone. Every time you go to sleep, there's some risk of waking up in sleep paralysis, says Bruce. But severity and degree of consciousness vary greatly. Most people have at least one episode at some point in their life, but aren't even aware of it. When it does happen, it's highly individual and rarely the same experience for everyone. But it's most common among young adults and people with a history of mental illness. A Penn State study found the highest prevalence rates were in students and psychiatric patients.
Wow. That's
Crazy.
interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Number 7, it's probably related to being sleep deprived. According to Bruce, research has consistently shown that the less sleep you get and the more exhausted you are, the more likely you are to experience sleep paralysis and other sleep disorders. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Your body's like, look, you need to lay down.
Yeah, that's called burnout.
And plus, if you see something scary, what does your mind usually tell you to do? Get under the covers, so stay in bed. So sleep paralysis makes sense.
No, but it's like, what if that thing starts coming at you and you're paralyzed and can't move?
So
That's
clearly,
what's
we've
scary.
either experienced some form of sleep paralysis, which maybe I can explain that with my alien experience,
Yeah.
episode 8.
Or even the shadow figure from episode 1.
Well, I wasn't asleep. I wasn't asleep for that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just was saying maybe.
But also, at some point, you're going to experience it. If you haven't experienced it yet. It already
Yeah.
That's wild.
But I'm hoping maybe now that I have already experienced it and I didn't know. Because that thing said maybe you might have had it and not known.
Well, I don't think it's just a one-time thing like chicken pox.
Damn.
So number 8. So avoiding sleep paralysis might be as simple as getting better and longer sleep. Sleep deprivation can either be measured in quantity or quality, says Bruce. For example, if you have sleep apnea and you wake yourself up because you stop breathing throughout the night, the quality of your sleep is bad. If you consume large amounts of alcohol, it prevents you from entering deeper stages of sleep, which decreases the quality. So if sleep paralysis is something you deal with, make sure you're getting enough sleep and you're not doing things that compromise the quality of your sleep, like drinking a lot or eating right before bed. Bruce also suggests noting any abnormal sleep behaviors that you or your partner may notice, like irregular breathing while sleeping or waking up gasping for air, which actually can be an undiagnosed sleep disorder. Yeah. Number 9. But really, there is no definitive cause. Stress, depression, certain prescription medication, and more recently, an inherited gene have all been linked to sleep paralysis, Bruce tells us. But while research shows associations, there is no clear cause of sleep paralysis, which is obviously super frustrating for anyone going through this. We do know that sleep paralysis can either occur on its own as an isolated incident, or it can be a symptom of other sleep disorders, such as narcolepsy. And there's no explanation for why it might happen every other day or just every once in a while. Number 10. Seriously, people have been trying to explain this weird phenomenon for centuries. Account of sleep paralysis can be found in Persian medical texts dating back to the 10th century. The first clinical observation was made by a Dutch physician in 1664 who diagnosed a 50-year-old woman with nightmare. It was believed to be caused by demons or spiritual possession until the 19th century, when it was termed sleep palsy and eventually sleep paralysis in medical textbooks.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, it seems like it's probably, that was just the first time it was documented. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably been happening for forever.
Well, I'm sure for the longest people...
As long as people's been sleeping.
I'm sure for the longest time people thought that they were being possessed by the devil or something. You know,
If that happened.
getting lit on fire. Number 11. And it probably explains whatever is going on in this very famous Renaissance painting. Swiss painter Henri Fuseli painting is said to be inspired by supernatural dream experiences and the growing interest in sleep paralysis among doctors at the time. This creepy little gremlin could also represent the sensation of chest pressure, or it could be argued that he is just trying to get it with the sleeping damsel. Okay, so we'll try to add a picture on our social media so you can
for sure.
see Henry
What it looks
Fuseli's
like.
painting. But yeah, it's a creepy little goblin creature. Number 12. People have blamed sleep paralysis on everything from witches and UFOs to giant ghost dogs.
Okay, so like you just said, of course. Right. Giant ghost dogs. Wait. Go back.
Right. It also says, and there are various folk legends all over the world that attempt to explain the existence of it in different cultures. So it seems like all over the world people experience sleep paralysis. So it just seems like a natural thing your body does, really.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, number 13. However, there's really no evidence that it'll kill you. Research has shown that sleep paralysis is not dangerous, says Bruce. It does not cause physical harm to the body, and there is no clinical deaths known to date. While there are some terrifying cultural explanations around the world, these are constructed to make sense of a very mysterious condition. The biggest thing is to educate people to not be afraid, says Bruce. In all likelihood, they just need more rest. If they get enough sleep and the episodes continue with any regularity, then they should go to a sleep disorder specialist. But just try telling that to someone with sleep paralysis. Anyone who has ever experienced this can tell you that it is effing terrifying and feels almost paranormal rather than a typical sleep disorder. Sufferers share their frightening experiences in countless YouTube videos, Reddit threads, and sleep paralysis websites. Because no matter what science says, that gremlin is scary as fuck.
So I have like several stories of people and like what they say their sleep paralysis is like.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. That just seems like it's going to happen to you. It might happen to you more than once. It might only happen to you one time. But it's a natural thing. And really it's just kind of like a real nightmare. Like
Yeah. You're just kind of awake, but your brain is still dreaming.
Yeah, and you're just going through a nightmare.
Because I think you only dream when you are in REM sleep.
But that's what the doctor says. Maybe there are like entities that can talk to you while you're in that state. I think.
Okay, that's scary.
Let's see what these people have to say about it. I bet some of them actually do have demons that have talked to them.
Hell yeah, I'm sure they have. This first sentence literally says, it's just you, alone with your fear, unable to escape it.
Man.
That right there is terrifying. There was something at the end of my bed watching me. It felt like I was being dragged towards them. I remember trying to scream, but no noise was coming out. I had to slowly fight to get control of my body. It was one of the scariest experiences of my life.
Wow.
That's scary to feel like he was being dragged. I didn't know there was going to be movement involved. I thought at least I'd just be laying there still.
Yeah, you thought you were paralyzed. I hear you.
Yeah. I've been having the same... Also, I don't know why I thought this, but I'm slow. I also thought that the demon that I see in the room with me while I'm having sleep paralysis also, for some reason, is paralyzed and can't move. Just got way scarier.
Closer and closer.
Oh my God, it just got so much scarier.
Yeah, he's not
I
paralyzed.
don't know why I thought of it like that.
Well, you both
I thought we were all just like...
We're all just in bed, paralyzed.
No, I see, like, in my head, I'm laying in bed and there's like a crazy, scary thing in the corner just like staring at me. And I'm staring at it and it's staring at me and we're in this like weird paralyzed state.
We're in this weird looking at each other eye paradigm, apparently.
Oh, it just got way scarier. Alright, this person said, I've been having the same dream regularly since I was a child. I wake up and I'm in my bed. There's someone in the house. I can hear the footsteps moving around, coming up the stairs slowly. If I stay still, maybe the person won't come for me. I can hear him coming down the hall, and I can see his shadow. Ugh. He's a minotaur.
Oh, God.
He has a knife, and he's coming for me. I scream. I wake up, relieved, except there's someone at the bedroom door.
Oh, my God.
And this time, I can't scream.
Man.
I've had a dream one time where I was having a nightmare and I woke up and I was so relieved that the nightmare was over, but I was still asleep.
Wow.
And the nightmare was continuing.
Yeah, so
it was like a double dream.
Wow.
And it was so scary.
Yeah.
I don't think that was sleep paralysis though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I woke up and it's when we lived in our apartment and I woke up and I was in the bedroom of the apartment.
Oh, wow.
And I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was still it was scary.
Right. Wow.
So maybe it was kind of
maybe it was
sleep paralysis. So maybe I have already done it once and I won't ever do it again.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah. All right, this person said, I get sleep paralysis quite a lot. And you don't ever get used to it. It's an intense pressure holding you down. I can't speak, and usually I can see a shadow of a dark figure in the corner of my eye, but I can't turn my head to look at it. It's pretty terrifying. Luckily for me, my partner is now used to this, and we have a code. If I start breathing really quickly and loudly, he'll notice, and then he helps me snap out of it.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a code.
Yeah, if I was going, like breathing real hard at night trying to wake you up.
Yeah. You
would never hear that.
Yes, I would. I think. It's pretty annoying. I would hear it.
Okay, this person said, it happens every time I fall asleep on my back. I wake up and I can't tell if my eyes are open or shut, but I can see my whole room.
Oh, wow. That's
a dark presence is lurking on top of my wardrobe. Ugh. And as soon as I notice it, I try to scream, but I can't scream and I can't move. The darkness slithers down the side of my wardrobe, across the floor, and looms over at the end of my bed. It creeps all over me, trying to invade every orifice. Is that the right?
Wow, yeah, every orifice? Wow, I was trying to get... Wow.
I feel...
violated?
Immense pressure, like it has pinned me down and pushing me away, and pushing its way into my ears, eyes, and mouth.
Oh my God.
The darkness then screams a terrible screech into my face, and I try to scream back until eventually I manage to jerk my head and everything disappears.
Wow.
I'm alone in the darkness. It's the most terrifying of experiences.
Wow.
Golly, that's awful. And it seems like it's like a reoccurring, like the same thing happens to you.
Do you like calling work the next day?
That is a valid reason if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, like, hey, I went through sleep paralysis last night. I'm gonna need a.
There was a darkness literally raping my face last night.
I had a darkness raping my face.
I don't think I'll be able to come to work today.
Yeah.
Could you go back to sleep after that?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Hell no.
No, I'm up for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I might not even be able to sleep the next night because I'll be so scared. And
Like
then I'll have sleep paralysis again because I'm tired.
That's basically what the Nightmare on Elm Street movies are about. I mean, it's sleep paralysis.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, I mean, like, they can't move when they're asleep. They die like Freddy Krueger's killing them.
Yeah. I guess that's true. But then it's like it affects their... They can't move?
Oh my God. Look, I'm making you watch
I can't.
Nightmare on
I
Elm Street.
can't.
Yeah.
He freaks me out with the burns.
With the burns and the fingers and the face. Ah.
I hate it. And the orange
sweater.
Yeah, that sweater's awful.
The
Even though I've been him for Halloween before,
Yeah,
technically, but I didn't do the burns.
That's the only couple costume we do is Freddy versus Jason. Or
We were one time Werewolf and Red Riding Hood.
yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. I get it when I've had too much sleep. The only time I was really freaked out, though, is when I thought I could hear chatter in the background. And then I could feel someone lay down next to me, and the quilt moving with each breath.
Wow, that's so creepy.
I usually see someone come into my room with a crazed grin staring at me.
Ugh.
I try to scream, but I can't. They lean over and they start suffocating me.
Oh my God.
It's a sense of overwhelming helplessness. The whole time I'm just repeating to myself, wake up, wake up, wake up.
This sucks. This is terrifying.
I know. And did you hear that talking about it makes it happen?
Yeah.
I get it every now and then, but now I know how to deal with it. The absolute worst was when I was staying the night in a hotel with my boyfriend. I remember trying to scream and move, anything to get his attention, but nothing I did would make a sound. It was terrifying. Then I got up to tell him what happened, and he bolted right up and strangled me. And then I finally woke up.
Okay. Plot twist. He strangled her?
She thought she woke up and told him what happened, and then he strangled her. But then she woke up.
What the fuck?
I know.
I thought you just got tired of her stories. I was like, oh my God.
Did you feel like, damn, I felt that?
Damn, no, I'm not a
No.
murderer. Or am I?
The first time it happened to me, I was taking a nap during the day. I was lying on my side, facing away from the door, and when I woke up to the sound of my door closing, I tried to turn around and see who had come into the room, but I couldn't move. My eyes were wide with terror, and I could see everything in the room. I heard this thing walking around my room, and then it sat on my bed. I could feel the dip from its weight, and then shuffle towards me, and I felt like it began to spoon me. It was extremely tall. I was trying to move so hard, but I was just lying still. And then the thing started breathing on my neck and tickling my back. It stood up and left after a few minutes. It was the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me. That's
that
awful.
is terrifying, but it's also kind of sweet. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be the little spoon sometimes for the devil.
No, I don't.
Oh my God, how fucking terrifying is that?
I don't even want to think about it. It's like I'm terrified now. Like
I was just left, like, alright, bye now.
wake up now, bitch.
Yeah, bye now.
You can move.
Yeah.
I started experiencing sleep paralysis during the exam period of my first year at college. It was a very stressful time for me. The first time it happened, I woke up with a feeling that I was being suffocated and my bed was literally swallowing me whole. The more I panicked, the faster my pulse and breathing became, and the quicker I was disappearing into the bed. I couldn't move a muscle, and my attempts to scream were silent. After I calmed myself down, I kind of drifted out of my paralyzed state and woke up completely.
Wow.
Once I fell asleep on the couch watching some detective show. I woke up and sat up, and I was completely out of my body. I kept trying to lay down back into my body and wake myself up, but I just stayed asleep. I stood up and looked out of the back door, and it was completely dark. And then I went to the opposite side of the room and looked out the front window, and it was bright and sunny, and there was a little old lady sitting under a tree by the lake. I was like, what the fuck? Same, I would have been that way too. I spent the next 10 minutes laying down and sitting back up, trying to attach myself back to my body and shake myself awake. I thought if I didn't get back in, my body would die and my soul would wander. And I didn't want to leave my living room.
Wow.
That is crazy. He thought, oh my god, I'm becoming a ghost.
Yeah. Let me back in.
I can just imagine him keep trying to lay back down. You haven't seen this, but there's a TikTok trend where, it's the, bitch, I'm a ghost.
And do the most.
So the thing is, the camera, whenever you do it, and then you move, it keeps a little shadow of you.
Oh, okay.
Over here.
Yeah.
And then you can go and do your dance, and then you go back to it, you go back to that same pose, and it catches your shadow. That's what it's like. That's what I imagine it being like whenever he's laying down into his body, trying to get it to come back, but he won't.
Look, stop making fun of this man's problems.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was really scary. But he had the least scary sleep paralysis I've heard yet.
Yeah, his guy sounds
His was
fun.
silly compared to everybody else's.
Yeah.
The
spooning one's
the rape
one's
the worst. The rape face.
Yeah, the rape face? Yeah, that one's rough.
My worst experience with sleep paralysis was after I had been up all night doing an essay. When I finished, I immediately dozed off, and the next thing I knew, I thought I had completely woken up, except that there was a shadow demon looming over the end of my bed. It didn't have a face, but I could feel it staring at me, and it felt like pure evil. I tried with my whole body to scream, but nothing came out, which only made me panic more.
Wow.
I felt like the demon was about to attack me. And then his head twitched to the side, and then he pounced on my chest, sort of thrashing at me. I felt like it was suffocating me. I tried to close my eyes, and again, put all my energy into trying to wake up and move my body. The whole time, the demon hallucination still attacking me.
Wow.
When I was finally fully awake, laying in bed with about a half an hour... When I was finally fully awake, I laid in bed for about a half an hour shaking and was next to tears. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I thought it was a really vivid nightmare until a few months later when I read about sleep paralysis online.
That person called in the next day.
Oh, she should have.
Yeah.
If you deserve it. The first time it happened to me, I remember waking up with an enormous amount of pressure bearing down on me and a loud, almost deafening buzzing sound in my ears. I felt threatened, as if some kind of malevolent demon presence was hovering over me, trying to possess me, trying to force itself into my body, and I was unable to fight it off.
Yeah, God.
I can remember trying to speak, to tell it to go away, to leave me alone, and that I wouldn't let it have me. Eventually, the sound in my ears faded away, and the pressure eased, and I was able to move again. At that time, I really didn't know what sleep paralysis was, and it wasn't until I stumbled across an article about it that I realized that that's what I had suffered from. Although now I know I'm not actually being attacked by some demonic force, it's still absolutely terrifying when you're stuck in the moment and unable to do anything except wait for it to end.
What's interesting is how many different people experience kind of the same thing, though. That's what's interesting. Which makes me feel like maybe there is, legitimately, some entity that your brain just can have access to when you're in that
That's what's
state.
weird about the bitch I'm a ghost, his sleep paralysis situation.
Yeah.
It's different from everybody else's.
Yeah, it's true.
There was no monster really in
was-
his.
It was the out of body though.
And the darkness,
Yeah.
but there was also like an old lady sitting under a tree. That sounded pleasant as hell.
Yeah. Maybe he was drunk.
Maybe. I get sleep paralysis 4 or 5 times a year, and it happens mostly when I fall asleep during the day. I have a vague, non-specific dream, usually involving threat or danger, and it's accompanied by a feeling of extreme dread, which then escalates into outright terror. I tend to have auditory hallucinations, and the voices will be clear. I'll hear it as if someone is standing right next to me. I know I'm asleep, but the voice is real. Sometimes I also see a figure standing nearby. I try to scream, but I can't make a sound, and I'll try to run, but I can't move. Sometimes in my mind, I'm aware that I'm asleep, but I cannot wake up or move. I'm pinned down. The only way to come around is to let the terror overwhelm me, and then I slowly come to. I don't wake up violently thrashing or screaming or sweating. I'm calm, but it takes me a couple of hours to feel normal again. It isn't the same as a nightmare. The feelings with sleep paralysis are profoundly intense, but based on a non-specific threat. There's no monster, no axe murderer, no terrible accident. It's just you alone with your fear, unable to escape it.
Damn.
But that's false because we just read 11 other stories where the people did have a monster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying his is false. I'm just saying he just doesn't have monsters.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that everybody's lying. Like, you.
That's what I'm saying. So many other people experience.
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
same
saying. They
exact
all have it, so I don't think that
thing.
it's a lie.
Yeah. It's kind of like aliens. Like when so many people, explain the exact same thing. It's like, what is that?
Yeah. This one says I was living at home with my mom and I was unwell, so I was in bed all day. My mom was home with me, but I must have fallen asleep as I never heard her open my bedroom door or walk across the room. But I felt her weight sit on the side of the bed with me. I heard her pick up a cup of water as if she was checking to see if it needed to be refilled, and I felt her brush the hair from my face. All of a sudden, I was being choked, and I felt hands around my neck. I couldn't open my eyes. It was as if they were glued shut. I tried to raise my arms to break free, but it was as if they had been nailed to the mattress. I struggled to breathe, and I felt myself getting lightheaded. All of a sudden, everything went
Black.
Then all of a sudden it went, and I could open my eyes and move again. My mom was nowhere to be seen. She was upstairs at the neighbor's house,
Wow.
so she wasn't even home.
What's it with like people you love or trying to also strangle you?
Yeah. It's a lot of strangulation.
Suffocation.
No breathing.
Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
Alright. Once I had a Woman in Black experience after watching the film where I woke up with a heavy weight on my chest, and in the corner of my eye I thought I could see someone at the end of the bed. The figure had a large hat and a black veil hanging down over its face. It started to stamp its feet and scream at me as if to get me to look at it.
Ugh.
I couldn't move, and I was laid on my back with my head to the side. I remember trying to move and pick up a glass to throw at the figure, but my arms wouldn't work. When I came around, I burst into tears. One of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had to this day, and I still can't sleep on my back. That was 3 years ago.
Wow.
Okay, I have one more small one. I had fallen asleep listening to a podcast, and when I woke up, the voice had changed into this demonic record-playing backwards voice,
Ugh.
hissing "Don't trust" slowly over and over and over
You
again.
don't trust me?
It was terrifying.
Oh, yeah. That's creepy.
Yeah, that is so scary.
Wow, so that, yeah, sleep paralysis is terrifying, but
Yeah, way scarier. Like, I wasn't really scared of it before today.
yeah.
That changed.
But it also seems like right when you think something bad's going to happen, that's when you come out of it, maybe.
Yeah.
So, there's light at the end of the tunnel, I guess.
I know, but I just think if it happened to me, I wouldn't think that I was going through sleep paralysis. I would think that the real thing is happening to me.
Yeah.
and then I might just have a heart attack or
So
something.
I just imagine that you're gonna have the dream that I'm strangling you, and you're gonna hold this grudge against me for so long.
You remember that time
I'm
you tried to
terrified
kill
of being
me?
spooned. Okay.
Oh, by the monster, the tall monster.
No, yeah, the tall monster spooning me, and I don't
Yeah.
really have a choice.
And you can't even turn around and look at it.
Yeah, it reminds me of this movie called The Grave Dancers, and there's a scene where there's like a demon person in the bed, and it's one of those like you roll over and the face is there. Mm. And that's actually one of the most terrifying versions of that is from that movie.
Well,
So that kind of creeps me out.
This is a good segue into your obscure horror movie knowledge. Let's play another round of horror trivia.
Yeah, let's do horror trivia. All right.
Before we wrap up, while we're getting this set up, I just, sleep paralysis. I hope to God neither of us ever experienced that. But if you have experienced that before, please, send us your email. Send us an email with your story.
Yeah, like definitely would love to hear from anyone that's actually themselves, experienced sleep paralysis.
It seems like it's probably a little more common, and like maybe you didn't know that what you experienced was sleep paralysis until you heard this.
Yeah, and we would definitely love to hear your story and retell your story if you would want us to, for sure.
For sure. All right, let's get into some horror trivia.
All right, so it's best of 7, right?
Unless I get 5.
Yeah,
first.
we're gonna give you a handicap because I am a little bit better at horror trivia than you are. So.
Yeah, but I feel like I did pretty good last week, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But remember, we're going first one to win 5 gets something, but we haven't really decided what the prize is going to be.
It's okay. We're still thinking on it.
Yeah. All right. And let's do it different this week. Let's do like you ask a question, I ask a question.
Okay,
we did
cool.
it on 2 last time.
That's fine. All right. Ladies first.
Okay.
What movie stars professional wrestler Roddy Piper as a drifter who discovers a box of special sunglasses? It's a movie that I've been talking about recently with sunglasses.
They Live.
Yep.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. That's one.
Yes. I'm happy with that. In the 2009 film Paranormal Activity, what object did the spirits use to communicate with the living?
A Ouija board?
Correct.
Okay.
1 and 1.
Harry Potter's Daniel Radcliffe starred in this 2012 film about a vengeful ghost.
Woman in Black.
Yep.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm proud.
Yep. You're up
Okay.
2-1.
At the end of the 2001 film The Others, what did the mother Grace figure out about herself and the children?
That they were dead.
Yeah.
2-2.
You have to ask me now.
Alright. What 2012 slasher film is a story about an annual ritual sacrifice to appease the Ancient Ones?
Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
Yes!
32.
Oh, sorry. Kevin Bacon stars in what 1990 film about a group of people fighting for survival against a giant worm-like monster hungry for flesh?
Tremors.
I didn't even look, but yes. I said hangry on accident.
Yeah,
I think that they're hangry.
hangry,
Yeah. That's a top 10 movie.
Tremors is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it
Yes, it
is.
really is. The rest of them are crazy garbage, but
Only the first one matters.
they're fun, I guess. But Tremors, the original one, is
Yeah.
great. All right, which 1958 creature feature starred Steve McQueen in his first role?
Is it a universal monster?
No,
Dang.
it's not a universal monster.
Is it the creature of the Black Lagoon?
Is that your final answer? Because it's not actually a creature.
Oh.
It's a little more abstract than that.
Dracula.
No.
I don't know.
The Blob.
Oh, that is abstract. What is the score?
4-3.
I think that sounds about right. What Rolling Stones ballad is sung by demon Azrael as he possesses bodies in the Denzel Washington film Fallen?
It's either time
Yeah.
on my hands or Sympathy for the Devil. It's either one of those two.
I don't know if I should give it to you or not.
So I have to pick one of those two?
No.
I'll pick one of those
well,
two.
yeah, you have to pick one.
Okay. Time is on my side.
Yes.
All right. Sorry.
It's
It'll take
okay.
me a long time to work out.
It's okay. Well, and I thought you were going to say the wrong, like, technically the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But still the time, I knew what you meant, so I guess I was going to give it to you.
All right, 4-4.
No. Is it?
Yeah, 4-4.
Oh, okay. Heck yeah.
All right, so what iconic horror movie actor appeared in the opening sequence of the 2006 film Hatchet?
Iconic horror film actor?
Yep, one of the big four.
Robert Englund.
Damn, you fucking got it.
Yes, I won!
You
I won!
fucking got it. I don't need any kind of redemption.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. How do you have to get both of these right to win. How do the aliens plan to conquer the planet in Plan 9 from outer space?
Man. Bob, throw the food.
Resurrecting dead. Here, I'll ask you another question.
Alright.
You'll know the name of it. I mean, you'll know it.
Okay.
What is the name of the girl who gets possessed in the movie The Exorcist?
Reagan?
Yeah.
I don't know her last name.
McNeil.
McNeil. Okay.
I'm thinking I don't need that handicap as much as I thought I
Yeah,
did.
next week you're not getting a handicap. But fair enough, you won.
All right,
But that's
so
still
we're
fun.
tied 1-1 on the winner.
Overall winner?
Yeah.
But no more handicaps for you. Or am I going to give you so many hints?
Look, sometimes I need the handicap, but maybe sometimes I don't.
You know what? I enjoy playing this with you because you do way better than I ever anticipate you doing.
I know, I'm honestly
you
impressed.
really can pull some questions out your ass sometimes.
Sometimes I know things and I think I don't,
Yeah.
but it's like, whoa, I do. I'm not. Look, we've been together for 10 years almost. Like I have absorbed some horror knowledge for sure.
For sure. All right, you want to do verses?
Yes.
Let's do verses.
It's my week to draw out of the box.
All right.
Got that Mardi Gras coin in there. Actually, we got the Mardi Gras coin that's in here.
Yeah.
Today that we're filming this, recording this, is 6 years ago that we got this at Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Oh, really?
Something like that, to the day.
Wow.
I can't remember how many years. It was in 2016.
Wow, that's interesting.
So 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I wish we were in Mardi Gras now.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's see. Versus, what's it going to be? Oh, a stranded island versus stranded in the wilderness.
Oh, wow.
So are you rather be on the island or in the wilderness?
Well,
I say what's scarier is being stranded on an island.
yeah, because those people, rarely ever get found, right?
And if you're stranded in the wilderness, you maybe have more things to hunt, more things you can use as tools, more things you can make shelter out of.
Yeah, but there's also more things that
Can eat
you and kill
Poisonous.
you and are poisonous. An island, your worst
Sunburn, you ain't got no water.
sunburn, food and water are the worst things. So really, to me, what's scarier is the wilderness. Because, there's bears, mountain lions, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know?
But to me, the island is scarier because you maybe can survive all those things. But on an island, you're probably not going to survive because you have no water to drink. You can maybe figure out how to fish. But you also are going to get sunburned like a motherfucker.
So you're just, I feel you about the sunburn.
That's scarier.
I've been terribly burnt by the sun before,
Josh fell asleep in the pool one time.
Yeah, so
with no sunscreen
I
on.
understand what you mean by the sunburn. But when it comes to scarier, I have to say it's the woods, it's the wilderness.
The woods
It's
are
dark.
scarier, but gosh dang it, it's hard either way.
I guess on an island it is wooded, it is the woods.
Also,
But-
have you seen Lost? There's some scary shit there too.
Well, yeah.
Also, sometimes islands do have a little woods on there too, you know?
Yeah, but think about all the time people like the Blair Witch Project. That was in the forest.
Yeah.
The Ritual movie.
Yeah.
That was in the forest.
No, I'm scared of the woods. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying. It's way scarier.
Okay, well, look.
Agree? You can.
We can agree.
Like, yeah, I mean, we can totally be apart. That's fine.
Well, you know, just I think I need to marinate on it.
That's not how this works. It's fine. So you're gonna go with the island. I'm gonna go with wilderness.
All right.
What do the listeners think?
Yeah.
Please send us an email to haunteddayespodcast@gmail.com.
Our candle turned on.
Dun dun dun.
It's been off this whole time.
That's a strange thing to say, that your candle turned on.
We have a
battery powered candle.
Yeah, it's neat. It looks like a real flickering candle, but it's been turned off this entire time, and now it just turned on.
Yeah.
Spooky, maybe.
Oh, we better get out of here.
All right.
All right. Well, peace out.
Peace out.
Stay haunted.